Hey guys, so it's me, Nicolette Mashile. I am also known as the Financial Bunny. Welcome to the Financial Bunny TV. Today is the 29th of December. I was hoping this video would be my first for 2023, but I figured out the stuff that I want to talk about is important for us to know it before we get into 2023, because first day of 2023 is where action must happen, right? So I want to do a video on 12 things that I think you should do in 2023 to better your finances, to better your personal finances, things that you do have control over. And I've been learning about the issue of control quite a lot. 2022 was a year for me to reflect on a lot of things that I thought I was really good at. But I realized that I have always been somebody who likes to be in control, because when I'm in control, I can predict what the result is going to be. And that has not been really good, especially in romantic relationships. But I'm learning, not only just in romantic relationships, by the way, even in business. I've learned that you can't control people. You can't control the way they react. You can't control how they see things. You can't control a lot of things. So I'm learning to let go of control and just live. So yeah, it was actually very interesting. I was watching The Best Man final chapters. And one of the things that Jordan says, I think her name is Jordan, the girl who was actually in love with Parker, right? So she speaks about how she's gone through her entire life. I mean, she's got a successful career, how she's gone through her entire life, controlling so many things in her life, that when she thought she was pregnant, or when the doctor thought that she was pregnant, she was ready for the first time to have one unexpected thing happen to her. And I think I'm ready for those unexpected things to happen in my life. So yeah, anyway, sorry, I'm going on and on babbling about other things. But anyway, do remember that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. If you are looking for financial advice, please do speak to somebody that is certified and registered with the FSCA. The first one, back to the basics, is budget. I cannot stress how important and how boring budgeting is, but how important it is. It is not something that, guys, budgeting gives you a snapshot of what is happening in your life on a financial perspective, right? It doesn't take your emotions into account, granted, but it gives you a snapshot of whether or not you are going to make it month to month, starting from January. If already in January you're realizing that you don't earn enough, it means that you need to make some financial changes or how you spend your money, which leads us to number 2, track your spending. It is important to track your spending. Anyway, sorry, before I jump from budgeting, I'm going to link you guys to a PDF in the comment section, or actually in my caption. I'm going to give you a PDF where you can download a budgeting template. Of course, there are many technological advancements that have happened, and there are different types of budgeting apps that you can download. One of my favorite ones is called the 22/7 app. It is by Old Mutual, or it's under, I don't know if Old Mutual bought out the company, but it's called 22/7 app. It's a great app where it's going to help you in terms of your budgeting, allocating a certain amount of money. And the thing about budgeting, the trick about budgeting, and why a lot of people suck at budgeting, is because we have this very hierarchical, very impractical way of budgeting. It's important to budget based also on your personality. What type of person are you? Do you need to budget weekly? Do you need to budget daily? Do you need to budget every second week? It's important to understand who you are as a person, because this will lead you to budgeting better. Sometimes that's why I say to people, go and speak to a money psychologist, because the majority of our financial decisions are sometimes based on who we are as people, how we grew up. Did you grow up in a scarcity environment? Did you grow up in a very authoritarian, that English word, environment? Did you grow up where everything was lucky go, we will see, your mother was just like Sizobona? Those environments will determine the type of person you are. Are you also an attachment? Your attachment style will also tell you what type of budgeter you will be, or what type of financial decisions you're going to make in your life. Moving on to number 2, track your spending. Again, the 22/7 budget, the 22/7 budgeting app will also help you in tracking your spending. Tracking your spending can be done manually. I always preach about, and I think I've been preaching about this since 2017. If you have been on my channel since 2017, you will know I talk about doing this exercise where you download your bank statements. Don't do December, because that will give you a different picture. Do September, August, or September, October, November. Go through your statements, because that will give you an honest reflection of what it is that you actually do with your money every month. You don't even have to do that erroneous exercise, because banks these days will tell you where your money is going. They'll tell you how much money you're spending on retail. They'll tell you how much money you're spending on insurance. They'll tell you where your money is actually going. So it's very important to make sure that you are actually tracking your spending so that you can reallocate money. Third one that is going to be important is to contribute to your TFSA. Contribute to your TFSA, people. It's important. It is 36,000 Rand per year. It is capped at 500,000. You just need to contribute 3,000 Rand every single month if you can. You don't have to contribute the full amount of money. If you can maximize your TFSA, you have in the back of your mind that you've got some sort of investment, and it's very important. The next one is pick a mutual fund and actually contribute to it. What is called, it's a term that I learned from Americans. It's called dollar cost investing. In South Africa, I say it's Rand cost investing. Literally, just pick an amount, whether it's 200 Rand, 300 Rand, that you're going to contribute to a mutual fund, and just keep going. Don't listen to news. Don't listen to analysts. Just keep going. I promise you, if you pick a good mutual fund and you just keep going, the consistency is what's going to pay off. I personally contribute on the Frank app. I contribute to the Satrix Top 40. I just keep putting 500 Rand every single month. Every single month, I put 500 Rand. Obviously, it's not my only one. I've got other mutual funds that I've decided to invest in, but I think it's important to just keep going, right? Speaking about the Frank app, emergency savings are very important. Why? Because these are the savings that are going to help you where there's no insurance policy that can step in. So if you bump your car, there's a car insurance. But if you lose your job and you can't pay school fees, emergency funds will step in. Obviously, income protection is there, but it's just to boost up your payments of things that cannot necessarily be paid for or secured by an insurance policy. Emergency funds are so important because they'll get you out of a sticky situation. The third, so I save my emergency fund also on the Frank app in the Alan Gray money market account. Of course, my Standard Bank account has a money market account. Your FNB account probably has a money market account. I always say horses for courses. Rather go to an investment company to open up a money market account versus a bank, because banks' jobs are not necessarily, yes, they're bringing in insurance, they're bringing investment, but that's not the original plan of what a bank institution actually is supposed to do. So rather go to the professionals that are meant to do these things. I'm not saying anything wrong with bank professionals who work in the investment space. I'm just saying horses for courses, right? The next one is pay an extra amount of money into your debt, especially your amortizing loans. So those are the loans that you can literally pay additional into, and that additional will actually make a difference in terms of how much you end up paying and for how long you pay. Remember, as long as you have a debt or an outstanding amount, on an amortizing loan, it gets calculated every single month with your interest rate that you have been offered, and there will always be a repayment. So the quicker you kill the principal debt, the better for you. I will leave again also a link to an amortizing schedule that you can use that will help you to show you how much you need to pay extra to be able to pay off in a certain amount of time or pay a certain amount of money altogether. But also, if you go on the internet, on Google, there are repayment calculators that you can use, extra repayment calculators on your bond, on your personal loans, on your car loans. But also remember, it's the type of credit facility that you've got that will determine whether an extra amount of money paid into that loan will actually make a difference in the way you want it to make. The next one, very important, is find a paying hobby. Go onto Upwork. Go and find a paying hobby. There are people that are paying people out there. Yes, it's not going to pay you 10,000 a month, but it may pay you an extra 500 that you may use to pay into that extra or pay extra into that loan. So find a paying hobby. It's great that we all have hobbies, and it may just be a toxic mentality to try and make your hobbies paying hobbies. But I'm sure amongst your 3 or top 5 hobbies, there's one that pays. If you like to write, you like to create content, you like to take nice pictures, there must be something that will pay you. So find a paying hobby. If you like to manage people and you are bossy, go find a league that you can manage and get them to pay you. If you are running a stokvel and you are the person who's great at organizing with good organizational skills, then offer that as a service. Don't do the admin of your stokvel for free. Tell them, guys, at least pay me 100 rand for when I collate, minutes at the meetings, when I do the consolidation of our stokvel, ideas, setting up meetings. If you are great at party planning, when you plan your family's gatherings, make sure that you are in the budget that people must contribute. Make sure you are putting away some money to pay yourself. So find a paying hobby. It's very important. The next one is read more books. There's nothing more annoying than people that don't know things or just are okay with not knowing. And it doesn't have to be in business, it doesn't have to be in personal finance, it doesn't even have to be in like serious things, guys. Fiction makes you more creative. Fiction unlocks a certain part of your brain that allows you to paint pictures. Read more books. And if you can't afford to buy books, you don't have to. Even if you're reading summaries, even if you're reading the samples that Amazon gives you. So if you log on to Amazon, I can't remember what it's called, or if you download a Kindle, you actually can read samples of books. You can go on Goodreads and you can read books. You can ask to do a book swap with friends, but read more books. It is important to read, guys. Read more blogs, okay? Read, question things that are out there, question ideas that have been put into the world. And let me tell you, it's better for your language. It opens up your mind. It helps you debate ideas. It helps you debate points of view. It may even change your point of view on certain things. Read. It's important to read. And while you are reading, talk to people. Guys, it's so funny how we are so afraid of talking to people. Talk to people. I promise you, you'll learn so much more. You will learn so much more. The next one is learn a new skill. There's Udemy. There's Skillshare. Learn a new skill. You cannot go into 2024 still the same Nicolette that you were. Still the same Lebo. Oh, Lebo, what new thing did you learn? Get a degree. Let me tell you, the reason why they even change degrees and the syllabuses at universities, the reason why you can't do I found out, and I didn't know, that if you did a course, for instance, with the university and you didn't finish, at some point it expires. You have to restart again. It's because the syllabus changes. Your degree is not going to save you in every single instance. You've got to get better, even just in your industry. Do a new skill in your industry. And if you don't like and you want to change industries, do a new skill in a different industry. But you got to learn something new every single year, because, in fact, in your business, you become the liability if you don't learn something new. At work, you are the person that they're going to promote someone else over you because you don't learn anything new. It's important to learn new skills. Like, you can't be the same person. In fact, if you don't change, people always talk about, you have changed. Oh my God, Nicolette has changed. Good. Because if you ain't changing, something is wrong. Even if you put food on the table, over the third day, that food has started to change in shape. So you've got to change as a person. It's important. That's why when you get into relationships, it's also important to understand that the other person is going to change. You're either changing with them or you're getting stuck at this idea of this person that you thought you knew. It's important to change. It's important to rediscover yourself every year. And it's important to be a learner every single year. Start something new. Start something you don't know. Learn a skill. Speak to people who have mastered a skill that you want to learn. There's also the University of YouTube. I mean, on YouTube, you can literally learn anything. Anything, guys. And there is everything on YouTube. And if it doesn't exist, you create it. Going back to getting a paying hobby. If you can't find what skill you want to learn on YouTube, create it yourself. Because there is just so much magic in learning a new skill. The next one, apply for a new job. I don't care. Even if you're comfortable in your job, apply for a new job. Just apply. Just apply. There's nothing wrong with putting out feelers. It's not like checking your credit score, via a credit application. It's not going to do any damage to your life. Apply for a new job. If there's anything that I would have said in this video, if anything, apply for a new job. And if you don't want to apply for a new job, start a business. Learn something. Learn white labeling. Learn drop shipping. Learn, selling. But learn a new skill in terms of starting a new business or applying for a new job. Don't get stuck. Too many of us are stuck in jobs that we don't like. Sorry guys, my battery died. Yes, I know it's irresponsible to start recording while the battery light is flashing, but I did, and then the battery died while I was mid-sentence. So just to pick up on that, apply for a new job or start a new business. I think it's going to be very important in this new year to apply for new jobs, put out your feelers, apply for something that is above your mind. I don't think it's even above your pay grade. I think it's more above what you think you are capable of. We always talk about, the greatest thing or greatest lesson that we can learn from men is the ability to apply for something that is definitely out of their depth or definitely out of their league, definitely out of their qualification, but they still apply. They still put out these feelers because they've realized, they've learned something that is absolutely amazing, is the fact that it's not just your capabilities that will get you into certain doors. Sometimes it's your eagerness, your willingness, your enthusiasm to want that thing that much that will actually get you through that door. So I think it's important this year or going into 2023 to apply for a new job. Get better, start a business. You may never know where that business will actually take you. And then I think the last and probably one of the most important things that you can do for yourself in 2023 is get a financial advisor. Get somebody who can go through your finances with you. It is their job. They have the expertise. But while you are doing that, make sure that you are well read on just simple, basic personal finance and money management skills so that nobody pulls the wool over your eyes. But do get a financial advisor. They become your accountability partner. At the very least, they help you to stay on track in terms of your financial goals. And I think that's going to be absolutely important. But anyway, let's have a kick-ass 2023. I think it's going to be very important for all of us to get our ducks in a row and to make sure that we are aligned spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, and all of the alleys together. But I will see you guys on the next video. I'm looking forward to a very explosive, content-filled year, and hopefully this year, April, my book will come out. Yes! Okay, and a podcast. So, yes, I'll see you guys on the next one.